Foda-se. Está frio aqui, mano. Estou a gozar, está um calor do caralho, mano. Estou dentro do meu estúdio, mano. Está quentinho, mano. Está a trovejar lá fora. Anda muito atrovoado aí em Portugal. Não sei o que é que está a passar. Deus está irritado connosco. A merda assim. Ou que merda existe tipo aí. Peço desculpa. Não me descontrolou em si. Pessoal, hoje estamos aqui para ver um vídeo do Ruhi Çenet. Nós já vimos estes vídeos há algum tempo, mas ele postou um há 4 meses. Esta merda tem 69 milhões de views. Ele visitou a vila mais fria da Terra, menos 71 graus, e chama-se Oymyakon, bro. Isso deve ser uma música qualquer do Akon. Desculpem, vamos ver o vídeo. Pessoal, eu não sei quanto a vocês, mas este jogo era 40€ e está 1,85€. Este jogo foi jogo do ano, mano, em 2017, ou caralho, já não sei. 1,85€ por este jogo, mano, é dado, eu não vou mentir, mano. Este jogo é mesmo muito bom. Portanto, mesmo que vocês não queiram este jogo, venham aqui à Instant Gaming que façam isto que eu estou a fazer, mano. Metam estas tinhas assim todas. Mesmo que vocês queiram um jogo assim mais carote, mano, vai estar sempre em desconto na Instant Gaming. Mano, tenham o hábito de vir aqui porque às vezes encontram cenas mesmo boas, como por exemplo o Hogwarts Legacy a 87% de desconto, mano. Isso é de Gelson. O que é que vocês vão fazer, pá?
É Frozen Wolf.
Isto é real, é um lobo real congelado.
You freeze.
É um lobo No fucking way. Estás a
Imagine
usar?
a village where temperatures drop as low as minus 71.2 degrees Celsius.
Que cena bizarra,
Here,
mano.
spending just a few extra minutes outside can lead to frostbite, the loss of a limb,
Ei, é bem, mano. Isto aqui é o nariz dele congelou, mano. Tem que ter cuidado com esta merda.
end of life.
Is it frostbite?
Tá congelado ali, olha ali o gelo.
After staying outside for just over 15 minutes, my nose turned white. Ice crystals began forming inside the cells, and the tissue started to die. If I had stayed out 5 minutes longer, my nose would have suffered permanent tissue damage.
Esse gajo é maluco.
When people breathed outdoors, it would sound like dry grass rustling behind them. That was the sound of warm breath turning into tiny ice crystals.
É assim, mano. Eu tenho calor como o caralho, mas eu não era capaz de viver nesta merda, mano. Vou lá fora já, congela-me um mijo.
I'm in the coldest inhabited place on Earth, at the coldest time of the year. This is Oymyakon. Just
Claro,
to
tinha que ser na Rússia, bro. Óbvio, né?
stay alive, I'm wearing more than 20 layers of clothing, weighing nearly 14 kilos. Stepping
Para
outside from a
sobreviver.
warm 30 degrees Celsius home means facing a temperature drop of over 100 degrees. That's why I'm also wearing gloves, boots, pants, and a coat,
O
all
gajo
made
está a
from
usar
reindeer
tudo.
fur. And
E mesmo assim tem frio lá de baixo,
even
100%.
that's not enough. And now, I'm about to show you what life is like when simply going outside becomes a battle for survival.
Uau.
Within seconds outside, ice crystals start
Já
forming
está
on the
congelado, mano.
eyelashes, and the
Parece eu daqui a uns anos, cabelo branco e o cara. Ah, espero que não.
Skin
Foda-se,
starts-
pera aí. Não, essa
sting.
merda, hein?
The
Oh,
village
Deus.
feels like it's been abandoned.
The cold burned my finger.
What?
The cold doesn't just affect people and wild animals.
Também afeta botas. Aí, olha um alce. Está um alce, não é?
It stops everything from functioning. Phones don't
Uma
work
rena, ora uma
properly
rena.
and often shut down. Cars left outside freeze in just a few hours. Since the ground is always frozen, no fruits or vegetables can grow here.
Yeah,
We
it was-
boarded a plane in Moscow, flying east for 7 hours to Yakutsk. From there, we covered an 18-hour, 900-kilometer road trip. It's 2 a.m. and we finally arrived
A pergunta é, mano, porquê é que não basam, mano? Não, vamos aqui arriscar a nossa vida, mano. Não é que noutras cidades faz muito calor. Não.
at the coldest village in the world. The thermometer reads minus 60.5 degrees Celsius. When we stepped out of the car, it felt like we were on another planet.
E logo eu, mano, eu ando sempre de manga curta, mano. Eu estava fodido aqui, manga curta e calções. Olha, mano, sem gozar, mano. Olha, eu ando sempre assim. Bro, estava fodido nesta cidade, nesta
The
vila.
hairs in our nose were frozen, and we felt them prick with every breath. The dry air makes us cough uncontrollably.
Pois, ok.
Oymyakon is home to around 800 people,
800
spread across
pessoas.
1.5 square kilometers. Seeing anyone else outside is almost impossible, as if time itself has frozen in this place.
Então eles comem o quê, mano? Animais não sobrevivem ali. A não ser que estejam tipo trancados em alguma cena. Frutas também não. Água tem para caralho, mano. Isso água não lhes vai faltar, mano.
It's really cold. We are walking for about 15 minutes. As you see, my friend's eyelashes are full of ice. You can see another ice droplet on his upper lip.
Que cena!
Oymyakon, our land surrounded by
Olha, mas este não, estás a ver, mano? Este aqui já se adaptou, bro. Este aqui está chill, mano. Não, quer dizer, se calhar ficou 6.
It gets brutally cold here. The temperature drops to minus 63 degrees Celsius or even minus 64 degrees Celsius. Because Oymyakon is located in a basin, there's hardly any wind. The cold just settles in and stays.
In this region, the ground stays frozen all year round. This layer of frozen earth is called permafrost, and it can reach hundreds of meters deep. To survive the cold, the villagers built a central heating system. A single coal-powered boiler sends heat to most homes through pipes. The system must run non-stop. Even a short failure puts everyone at risk.
Tá toda a gente a arriscar a vida.
The interiors of the houses differ from traditional village homes. Heating pipes connected to the central boiler run through the rooms to keep the houses warm. To build on the frozen ground, thick wooden beams are first laid down to create a flat base. Then, the main logs go on top. A 30-centimeter thick subfloor is added, followed by insulation, and finally, the finishing floor. Each wall is made of 7-layered material. There's wood on the outside, then basalt wool as the main insulation barrier, then plaster, mesh, foam insulation, another layer of plaster, and finally, a wooden panel inside. The windows are triple glazed, forming a
Aposto que mesmo assim faz frio do caralho.
vital barrier against
Tanta
the
merda, mano, é só
temperature,
comprar aquecedor.
and the attic is insulated with sawdust and soil. Combined with a stove or heating system, this setup keeps the residents warm. In nearly every building, the entrance room is intentionally left unheated.
We freeze everything in the front.
É o Eles não têm frigorífico, mano. Ok, inteligente.
We get this refrigerator, natural.
Here, I have frozen milk and frozen meat that I store in the cold.
Ok.
As you can see, these first 2 rooms at the entrance used for storage.
Mano, tá só ali, mano. Tá só na taça. Mas tá congelado, taça. Mas não é preciso estar em saquinhos no caralho. Toma.
These unheated rooms also serve as a buffer against the freezing cold.
You can see ice and snow covering the interior of the room, especially the ceiling.
In Oymyakon, the day begins early. Yevdokia is already at the barn. Cattle farmers here wrap a cloth around the cow's udder to protect the sensitive tissue from frostbite and to keep it clean.
Tadinha, mano, mas olha aí. Caralho, deve estar com bué de frio, coitadinhos.
The udder isn't at risk of freezing anymore, but once the milk starts flowing, we have to be careful.
Because of the extreme cold in Oymyakon, no
É assim, elas não devem ter muito frio se forem
water
dali.
pipes run to the buildings. They would freeze almost instantly. The cows must step out into the cold every morning and make their way to the
Aquela não. Ai, eu tadinha, escorregou, mano. Aquela não queria ser. Ai, mano, estava a frio. Ela diz, ai, mano, tenho mesmo que bazar, mano, está frio do caralho. Não quero bazar.
And make their way to the river to drink. One by one, they step into an icy hell, moving quickly, knowing they must return before the cold becomes too harsh.
Pois, estas aqui não querem fugir, não. Estas não querem fugir.
Their hair became crusted with ice almost immediately.
Mano, eu acho as vacas mesmo fofinhas, mano. Porque é que as temos que comer? É muito injusto. É que elas são mesmo dóceis, mano. Fico mesmo triste. Tipo, não temos que as comer. Opa, depende, mano. Estás a ver? Tipo, temos e não temos. É a escolha de cada um, percebes? Mas é muito triste.
The river is not frozen because it is coming fresh from the mountain. Underground spring water meets with river and keeps this part of the river unfrozen.
Imagina, o rio que se mexe não congela, né? Os lagos é que costumam congelar. Um rio não congela, fica muito frio, né?
And all of a sudden, my whole face went numb. I couldn't move the muscle on the left side, like I was having facial paralysis.
Ardeu.
When my nose started freezing, Yevdokia noticed right away.
Eu pensava que ele estava a fazer uma cena, mas não, a cara ficou mesmo congelada assim, mano. O gajo ficou coitado, mano. Eia.
Is it frostbite?
Yeah.
The cold shrinks the blood vessels and eventually reduces blood circulation. Without enough warmth, water inside each cell freezes into ice crystals, causing the cells to rupture
Olha se ninguém tivesse reparado a tempo, este gajo estava fodido.
and triggering a stabbing pain and tissue to die.
You should cover your face like this.
Eia, mano, a cena é que é mesmo, isto acontece. Muito pessoal que vai à neve e o caralho teve que amputar. Isto é gravíssimo. Já acabou, mano. Quando isto está assim, acabou. E assim também. Ardeu, mano. Nunca mais. Esquece. É o cortas, mano. É mais facadas.
While covering your face. Be careful, or it might turn black.
From this point on, until the end of the documentary shoot, I won't be able to stay outside for more than 10 minutes at a time, or my
Há pessoas mais frágeis,
already
né?
frostbitten nose could get even worse. But as the documentary progresses and the temperatures drop even further, we'll be pushing our limits to show you what survival here truly demands.
Here's the cure. This is aloe and just alcohol.
Ok, mano, é incrível como até pessoal nisto mantém remédios caseiros, bro. Ó.
You soak it like this and apply it to the area that's frozen. And don't rub it, okay? Otherwise, you'll damage the vessels and the capillaries.
Esta cota sabe para caralho, mano. E olha, vem, zero congelado, mano, 100%.
And it'll lead to sores.
Eles são tipo meio asiáticos, né? Sim, faz sentido, né? Estão muito perto da zona asiática, mas é estranho, mano. Mas olha, ela já tem aquilo. Isto deve ser característico do pessoal de lá, mano.
Then Yevdokia began her daily
Não é fofinha, mano. Olha, não é fofinha.
chores by hanging freshly washed clothes in the yard. Within just minutes, they completely froze solid.
Her clothes are completely frozen. My hands are freezing.
Então tu vais pôr a roupa a secar, mano, e ele congela, mano. Mas vale pô-la dentro daquele frigorífico, oh caralho.
After that, she headed into the barn to milk the cows.
I keep Yakult cows because they produce really high quality milk. The fat content can...
Meu pai disse que já bebeu leite da teta e é mesmo bué da bom. Eu não sei se era gajo. Era gajo, mas é estranho, né?
reach 7 to 8%.
É o mais natural.
As you can
Eu tenho esta pergunta. Como é que alguém, né, soube como ordenar uma... Mano, pergunta fica no ar. Quem quiser responder, mano. Quem quiser pensar no que quiser, né? Mas deixa-me ir lá aquele bicho e fazer assim. É, mano. Pronto,
see
não digo mais nada.
some ice and snow covering the ceiling, but here is warm. The sides are also covered in snow. You can see
Tá
some
tudo cheio de neve.
droplets from the ceiling. That is because of the humidity.
The air is thick with the smell of hay, warm milk, and livestock.
Mas isso é bom, é um bom cheirinho.
The horse master.
Mestre dos
We're about to
cavalos.
see the wild Yakutian horses in their natural habitat.
Ok. Aí é bem, mas este homem já está todo fodido na cara, mano. Olha aí, mas já está todo congelado.
Ruhi.
Ou então está com a pinga, que é essa merda aqui. Ah, é assim que eles sobrevivem, mano. Bebem pinga e vão quentes lá. Ah, mas está explicado.
Here are the Yakut horses. The conditions here are so harsh that only they have been able to adapt.
What is the temperature
Cavalo é um animal.
It's somewhere around
lindíssimo.
minus 50 degrees Celsius here. It's also hard to be outside for a long time. We have a system of fences in the open area. They mostly graze
Bem
freely.
fofinho. Mas olha, são todos bué da gordos. Comem bem.
These Yakutian horses don't need
fofinhos,
heated
man.
shelters, as they can endure minus 70 degrees Celsius outdoors, day and night.
Foda-se.
Unlike regular horses, they are short. This also helps them to
Ponies.
stay outside during winters, because short body means it can radiate heat to a smaller area.
Faz
Their
sentido.
body looks very puffy, very rich in
Pois,
fat and round.
por causa
This is
disso.
because of their thick fur. And also their horseshoes are very tall, allowing them to stand on this freezing ground very
Pois
long
são,
time.
foda-se,
They're not
mano.
captured. They just being fed here. Their body means food. This is horse meat. They eat it here. As
Caralho, comem carne de cavalo.
you can see, it got a lot of fat. This is one packet, a packet of a horse meat. This is
Cena.
ordered and it's going to be sold to a customer.
This large
Deve ser bué da caro, mano. Pronto, mano, é um animal. É um bocado estranho comer carne de cavalo, mas já.
pile of hay has been stored since summer. It's the main food supply
Olha o
for the
gajo,
horses during
toma!
winter.
Tem que aquecer, mano, né? Só fica com frio.
Mikhail offered us a taste of his horse's meat and liver, which is
Não sei se
only
provava.
eaten raw and frozen in this region.
Da sério?
Raw horse meat.
Isto é o beef jerky deles.
It's
É
full
o...
of vitamins and good stuff. Since we don't have fruit or vegetables here, we get our vitamins from meat.
Sabe a gelo.
It tastes like ice. I can't feel the taste of it because it is frozen.
This is the liver.
In Oymyakon, daylight lasts
Estão
only
só a
about
distribuir
4.5
merdas
hours
congeladas.
in January. It's 3 p.m. now. As darkness falls, we're calling it a day.
Não deve saber a nada, né?
Before cars, animals like
Caralho, olha as
horses, cattle,
renas.
and of course reindeer were used for transportation.
Pois a rena.
Reindeers are very important in this region, not just for transportation, but also for its meat, skin, and also milk.
About
Okay.
half a kilometer beyond the village center, frozen forest of Oymyakon begin. In this village, most people herd animals for a living, but for
Cena,
those
man.
like Ivan, hunting becomes
Aí é bem, olha o olho deste gajo, mano. Aí não, este cota já viu merdas.
the main source of income.
O olho é bué bonito, né? Tipo ganda azul com um escuro, mas está com um derrame fodido.
I am a man of the forest. These lands are my hunting grounds, and here is my tent, my home.
O gajo mora aqui.
He's making fire now. We need this fire because it is too cold here.
Isto é que é um homem a sério, pá. Olha para isto. Oh, tábuas, corta a madeira, mete na fogueira.
We must walk on the paths. The ice underneath is thin.
We made our way to the frozen river to check the fishing net he had set the day
pesca,
before.
okay.
Yvonne warned our cameraman just in time. He was about to step onto a cracked patch of ice. One wrong step could cause him to fall into the water
E congela logo, não? Assim que cai, é instantâneo.
Hey!
and get wet.
In the winter, when it was just as cold,
caralho,
my
foda-se.
dad was out riding his horse in the woods. He fell through the ice and started freezing right away. Realizing that there was no warm
É, mano, onde é que está as legendas, caralho? Hã?
shelter nearby and no chance of rescue, he made the decision to shoot himself
What?
to avoid a slow, painful death.
Acho que supostamente houve um gajo que caiu, mano, e em vez de morrer lentamente, já ia morrer, deu um tiro, mano. Ia, que cena! Olha, tu tens o sangue frio. What?
Oh, some more special ones.
Ah, eu gostava
It's only they're frozen.
As legendas estão todas
Our
lagadas.
gear was already struggling to work in this
Olha a lente, mano!
temperature. And now, this frozen lens is useless, and we'll have to give up on it. To get the net, he's removing the ice from the hole using a small shovel. The fish remained alive for only a few seconds after touching the freezing air.
Water was warm, but now on the surface, this fish is shocked.
Olha como é que o peixe está, mano.
To make
Ai,
it
que
easier to
cena.
cut, he's warming the frozen fish by rubbing it with his hands.
Mas espera, o peixe está vivo ou já morreu?
He's carefully slicing it into thin pieces.
Frozen and raw wild fish. When it's frozen, you feel like you're just eating an ice.
You should eat with salt.
Com sal. Pô, é a única cena que eles...
Fish are loaded with vitamins in the winter.
Inside the tent, it's warm, but as you see, the outer part is completely frozen. He's feeding the fire and sharing some of the fish to nature.
O Spirit of nature, accept our gift. Bless us with a successful hunt and grace us with the
Ok, claro,
abundance of your
tem uma
land.
According
religião.
to his shamanic belief, he must keep the spirit of the hunt satisfied, or next hunt, he might come up empty. We're heading into the wilderness.
faz
Yvonne
sentido.
wants to hunt something big. Looks like something's
Mijo.
been through here. There are
Mijaram.
footprints and little patches of urine left behind.
Look, roe deer tracks.
Rena,
We're getting close.
que é isto?
Because I stayed out in the cold for more than 10 minutes, I've started to feel numbness in my nose again. I have to be more careful.
I don't feel my nostrils.
Mano, bué da fofa a tentar aquecer, mano. Olha ali. Porquê que ele não anda de máscara, mano? Tipo, né? Qual é que é a cena?
From that side, it ran towards the forest. That's
Usa
where I'll
máscara,
set the
pá.
trap.
He hopes to catch a large animal. The hunter knows the animal follows the same path every day, so he's
Okay.
placing the trap along his daily route.
Isto é bué inteligente, mano. Estes cotas sabem muito.
He's covering the trap with snow.
Ele agora esquecia-se e passava por lá, mano. Ei, peraí que esqueci. Onde é que eu pus esta merda? Ai!
He's using a dog's tail to remove the traces smoothly. We'll return to this spot later to see what he catches. But first, Yvonne wants to check the trap he set yesterday. He scans the snowy landscape carefully.
Everything here is like a book to me. When the snow falls, I track how many animals there are by their footprints.
Bué
I
smart.
already know how many animals live in this area.
Este gajo é muito
The
fodido. mano.
Saka are a Turkic people who
Gajo é muito
migrated from
fodido.
Central Asia, and I'm from Turkey, a country whose roots also trace back to the same region. Before we continue with the documentary, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this project and explore how closely I'm connected to these people.
I received this at-home DNA.
Ah, eu também tive uma cena destas, mano. Infelizmente nunca fiz. Não me pagaram, mano. Pois. Ah, mano, é assim. Vamos passar à frente respeitosamente, ok? Respeitosamente, vamos passar à frente.
To find new discoveries for you. Let's get back to the video now.
There it is, lying on the snow. A solid catch.
You got a
Apanhou
hare,
mesmo. Olha, olha.
a very big one.
Caralho, apanhou mesmo! Congeladíssima!
For all of us to eat.
It wasn't the trap that killed it. The freezing cold did as he lay there, stuck and helpless.
So, the nature has no joke here.
This trap is smaller than the one we set today. I'm curious to see what the next catch will be. But for now, there will be meat on the fire tonight.
In Oymyakon, there are a lot of hares. During the war, it was actually because of hunting hares that our people survived.
Tamara cooked the hare and prepared a dinner table at her house.
It doesn't have any fat.
Epá, imagina, se eu comesse isto e eles me dissessem que era tipo uma cena assim, eu comia.
It's a very lean
Está com um aspectozinho fixe.
Some of the upcoming scenes were among the hardest to capture. Thanks to the help of the Ulangovs, the leading YouTube channel on rural Russia, we were able to make it happen. At the first light of morning, we come across something unexpected near the house. A giant snake sculpture. It's entirely made of cow waste, weighing more than 360 kilograms. It was built by a local farmer. The region's sub-zero climate also makes plumbing systems inoperable. If water pipes were installed, the water inside would freeze almost instantly. Instead, residents meet their needs, such as washing their hands from water they had previously stored in tanks.
Our sink is old.
Água sai mesmo, mas que tem água vai para onde?
Water, when it builds up, we just take it outside and dump it.
Once again, the absence of plumbing infrastructure means that houses have no indoor showers or toilets. Instead, these essential facilities are built in the gardens, inside unheated cabins. The lack of a sewage system means that humans...
Olha, aquilo é merda congelada.
Waste remains where it is
Merda congelada, man. What the
upon
fuck?
exposure to the air, it often accumulates into frozen columns, sometimes reaching up to 1 or 2 meters in height.
Sim, mas isto deve ser algum recorde, mano. Oh, chamei o Guinness.
Before eventually being broken down. When someone has to use the bathroom, they need to put on a lot of clothes.
Cagando merda, tenho que ir cagar. Tenho que ir cagar, mano. Ganda merda. Foda-se, tenho que vestir 40 peças de roupa. Se foda, mano. Caga na mão.
And they must be fast to not get frozen. Using these toilets is never a pleasant experience, but this one is different. It's heated, but the problem is it cannot be ventilated as the cold disrupts the heating system.
Ui, então deve cheirar mal como uma merda.
This type of toilet is still preferred to be protected from the cold, despite the unpleasant odor that accumulates inside.
Pois.
To bathe, cook,
tens que ir para lá, mano, com uma máscara.
Wash dishes, or simply drink, clean water is essential. But getting it is a whole other process that takes a lot of effort. People here collect blocks of river ice and melt them to get fresh water for daily use. Right now you're looking at a vast white blanket of snow, but under, there's a frozen river, the only source of water. He's using a chisel to cut into the thick ice.
You have to work quickly if it's cold.
Placa de gelo.
Otherwise you'll freeze.
As we carve out solid blocks one after another, we lift them and place them onto the sled.
Toma!
We loaded as many ice.
Olha, cuidado que a cara vai te congelar, mano. Cuidado com essa merda.
Our ancestors used to transport ice with oxen.
Agora tem uma moto,
How long these are gonna last?
I have a big family. It'll last us 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Okay.
These huge blocks are kept either in the cold room inside the house or just outside in the backyard.
They put them in a barrel and let them melt, and then they drink it.
Faz sentido.
The ice blocks we collected together will not only be used in his own home, but also shared with neighbors so they can use the clean water.
Claro, eles têm que viver todos em comunidades, não estão fodidos.
In this village, a bathing routine doesn't start with turning on a tap, but with chopping wood.
Ok, pois a bailarina.
The boy is grabbing a large chunk of ice given by Nikolai, and he's bringing it inside.
Caralho, tem que tomar banho com pedras de gelo.
Our grandparents take baths for 2 hours.
Mano, com este frio também acho que ficava bué de tempo no banho, não vou mentir, man.
We usually stay for about an hour and a half.
Claro.
How long does it take for you to complete your bath?
The whole process takes around 4 or 5 hours.
4 a 5 horas para tomar banho.
We bathe once a week on Saturday or Sunday.
The next step
Eles nunca devem cheirar mal porque não soam, mano. Só, né?
is to turn frozen shampoo into liquid near the stove. They're rinsing themselves using a ladle. When they finish,
Ei, não é grande merda tomar banho assim.
they're dressing quickly as they'll step outside from 60 degrees Celsius to minus 54 degrees
Olha o que é tu saís quentinho do banho, mano, para o frio, devem estar habituados.
a
Mas...
difference of 114 degrees Celsius. After their weekly bath ritual ends, the next morning begins early. It's
Eles não têm escola, mano.
7:30 a.m. and children are
Como é que ela conseguiu um pijama de emoji, mano? No caralho de mais velho.
waking up to a freezing cold morning, still pitch black outside. Thanks to the simple indoor tank, the kids can wash their faces and brush their
Ok.
teeth in the warmth of the house.
Bom. Foda-se. Bué rechonchuda, mano. Olha a miúda.
The kids can wash their faces
É
and
bué
brush their teeth in
rechonchudinha.
the warmth
Olha,
of the
olha as
house.
bochechas dela, mano. Olha, apetece caralho.
But for other needs, the kids still have to use the outdoor toilet. Jana helps her daughters get dressed for
Ah, tem
school.
escola, ok.
The
Tem
children wear
escola.
many layers of clothing for their commute.
Pois.
Before they leave, Jana wraps a wool shawl tightly around their faces, covering their mouths and noses to protect them from the
Claro.
biting cold.
Claro.
Now, they're ready to go outside. The
Os
walk to school
esquimozinhos.
is about half a kilometer. Every winter morning, Nikolai walks his daughters. The
Bué
school
fofo.
remains open in Oymyakon unless temperatures drop below bone-chilling minus
Okay.
55 degrees Celsius. Below that point, it's too dangerous to go outside. Today, the thermometer reads minus 51 degrees Celsius.
Ui.
As the kids arrive at school, daily life for people like Yvonne is focused on survival and hunting.
One has got a lot of animals here. He even
Congelados.
had frozen wolf.
He caught this
lobo
wolf before
congelado,
dawn, about
mano.
2 hours ago in the trap we set together.
Que
Died
cena.
because of the cold. When it couldn't move, if you don't move in the cold, you die. This is a male one. Ivan will sell the skin of the wolf and take the meat of it and make another trap, put the meat in the trap, and he will hunt a bear.
He's showing us his hunting collection. These are the pelts of the foxes he tracked throughout the winter.
This one is a fully grown bear.
Apanhou um urso fodido, olha para
These
isto.
bears were killed because they kept attacking my livestock.
Toma lá. Mano, este gajo é muito feio. Eu não metia com ele, mano. Foda-se.
Every year they come onto my land, and each time there are more of them.
Bem, aqui fodem-se. Filhos da puta.
Cold in Oymyakon is so extreme, even the most durable vehicles would fail without proper preparation. If a vehicle is left outside for even a few hours without the engine running, it completely freezes and won't start again without a full defrosting process.
How are you planning to unfreeze your car? No,
We'll use a jet heater. We're
Aquecedor a
not sure if
jato.
it'll start.
Every part is frozen solid. Metal, fuel, oil, even the
E
battery.
como é que é o ar-condicionado, mano?
They start by brushing off the heavy snow that's built up on the
Ok,
car.
isto aqui está-se bem. Mais ou menos.
The tire has turned
O pneu ficou rijo, mano. E está vazio também, não está? Ou é impressão minha? Está vazio.
solid like a rock. It was minus 56 degrees Celsius outside.
The tire's gone flat, not because of a leak, but because cold temperatures cause the air molecules inside to shrink.
They are going to install this to heat the vehicle.
We try to close it tightly so that the warm air does not escape out, but stays inside.
Cara, isto é, mano, viver assim, depois de te habituares é fácil, mas olha o quanto o ser humano se consegue adaptar às cenas, é impressionante.
Take this one. It's too cold outside. Because of this, everything needs to be kept warm.
Até o aquecedor precisa de ser precisa de um cobertorzinho, mano, o aquecedor.
Since the car is diesel, the diesel fuel in the tank completely froze. The car will stay like this for about 3 to 4
3 a
hours.
4 horas.
If a local is lucky enough to have a heated garage, they can store their vehicle there for months without
isso
risking
faz
the engine.
sentido. Olha ali o
As
tratorzão.
the car was being defrosted, we made our first stop at one of these garages.
The door is very well insulated. There is no open spot in this garage. They use this material.
Que isso é o quê?
You
Parece
see the
esferovite.
walls, layer upon layer, and there are pipes here to heat the garage.
Grande investimento, mano, isto deve ser um luxo lá.
Heated the car for 3 hours. Now, we're going to try starting it.
Depois ainda há a cena de tentar iniciar.
Accumulator is installed. And the oil level is checked using the dipstick.
Está em dia.
First time he opens the door.
Máquina, caralho. Mano, esta merda já estava ligada há bué da tempo.
Great.
Mano.
This vehicle brought back from that. Сейчас попробуем.
Now we'll try to leave the place.
Pois, há isso também. É
In
tudo um
Oymyakon,
desafio.
survival isn't about conquering nature, but about
Mano, ficou de noite entretanto, mano.
living in harmony with it. Guided by ancient shamanic wisdom, the Yakut people don't fight the cold. They respect it and endure within its rules.
Okay.
Look, the temperature does not rise at all.
Here, even the cruelest winters are met not with fear, but with ritual and the
Nice.
unshakable belief that nature gives as much as it takes. This isn't
Okay.
just survival, it's coexistence. Huge thanks to my dear friend Turgut Ekim, who was with me every step of the way during this journey. He also filmed a video in Oymyakon, where he accepted an extraordinary
Fish,
invitation from a local family and captured daily life in this freezing village. Also, while filming with Turgut, we jumped into
Caralho!
a frozen river at minus 55 degrees Celsius.
O quê, mano? Quanto? Um rio com menos 55? Isto não é perigoso, mano?
River at minus 55 degrees Celsius. One of the most extreme experiences of my
Este caralho está quase com o nariz congelado, mano. Que se foda, mano. Vou para a ria, mano.
life. If you want to
Ao
catch
lago.
this unseen footage of the journey and get a much closer look at the region's culture and traditions, click here to watch his documentary.
Bro, que vídeo incrível, mano. Este gajo, por acaso, eu acho que estou subscrito a ele. Yeah. Este gajo, acho que é dos gajos que tem melhor conteúdo, assim, deste género no YouTube. Não é à toa que este, pronto, tem bué de views, mano. Pá, adorei este vídeo. Adorei mesmo. Gostei mesmo muito deste vídeo. Não, nem vos sei explicar o quão eu adorei este vídeo. Gostei mesmo muito, mano. Dá para perceber, não dá? Eu espero que vocês tenham gostado também, pessoal. E acho que este tipo de conteúdo, eu adoro vê-lo. Portanto, se vocês curtirem vê-lo, mano, vemos mais vídeos deste gajo. Eu gostei mesmo muito. Já disse isto bué de vezes, mas vou reiterar. Não vou nada, vou continuar. É muito bom. E é isso, pessoal. Eu espero que tenham gostado também. Comentem mais vídeos que queiram que eu veja dele. Ou de outro tipo, deste tipo, digo. E é isso, mano. Deixem um likezinho. Vão lá também deixar um likezão. Ele não precisa ter 1.2 milhões. Deem-me a mim que eu preciso mais. Eu preciso de mais likes do que ele, ok? Vamos combinar, pessoal. Uma grande beijoca para vocês. E eu vejo no próximo vídeo, mano. Fiquem bem!